Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be going back to December of 2024 and seeing what my budget was. I'm using the EveryDollar app on my phone, and here I can track what I planned to make and spend for the month of December, and then we'll also be toggling between the spent category at the top here to see how that compares. So first off, let's start with my income. And here we have first my paychecks from my full-time job, and I budget based on the lowest amount of hours that I can work. And the money that I would receive for each of those paychecks is $1,760. And then for my per diem job, I usually work about one shift per month, and I expect to make around $200. And then in terms of cash back, I expect to redeem about $10 worth. So going over to the spent category, my first two paychecks lined up pretty consistently. I made $1,764.26 for the first one and $1,764.30 for the second one. My per diem paycheck was also just a little bit higher than what I had budgeted, which is great, at $235.28. And then for cash back, I did redeem more than $10, and I redeemed $20.61. Going back towards planned, we have what I want to save. And right now I was putting all of my savings into my high yield savings account, and I'd expected to put in $500 there. And for my high yield savings account, I hold my various sinking funds and my emergency fund there. So I dispersed this amount amongst all of those. And then I ended up putting exactly that, $500. And now we have more of my actual household expenses. So first off, I'll start with the fixed expenses. That is my mortgage, my HOA fee, property tax, and internet. I also do make an additional mortgage principal payment of $41.39 every month. And these bills do not change from month to month, so those always come out as expected. And then my electricity comes every month, and I budgeted $75 for that. And as you can see, I have a line item for gas, and mine is propane. And you can see that I didn't budget anything, but I did end up receiving a bill in December. This bill tends to come fairly inconsistently. I checked, and the last one that I received was in July of 2024, so it was a good 5 months of not receiving a bill. I understand that in the summer months, we're not using heating, of course, so there wouldn't be as much of a need to check the meter, but now with winter coming up and me using the heating at least since September, I was expecting a pretty good amount for the bill. Going over to my spent, my fixed expenses did come out as I planned. So my mortgage, HOA fee, property tax, my additional mortgage principal, and internet were all fine. My electricity was slightly higher than I budgeted for $75, and it was $76.82. Then that gas propane bill, which I didn't have a budgeted item for, was $195.25. Now, I do want to disclose that I have a sinking fund for my gas bill, since it does come fairly inconsistently and it's usually a high amount. But for this month, I was able to cash flow this amount, so I did not have to touch my sinking fund for that. Next, we have transportation. And for gas, I budget upwards of $120 for the month. And then another line item that I didn't plan for that I ended up spending on was for tolls. So going over to my spent, for gas, I spent $77.74. So I was quite under for my budgeted amount. And then for tolls, it was $15. Now, this wasn't all spent on the driving of the tolls, but I had to reload my toll card once it goes below a certain threshold. So I did go under, so they replenished my amount by $15. And then our last and certainly most favorite use category is personal spending. Now, December was going to be a spendy month as well, just like November, but even more so, just getting those last minute holiday gifts. So I budgeted, instead of my usual $150, I increased that to $250. And I'm happy to report, at least with the increase of $100, I was able to stay within the amount, and I spent $225.19. So because of all of my underspending, like with the personal spending and the gas, I was able to cash flow my propane bill. And that pretty much concludes my December 2024 budget. If you have any comments or questions, be sure to leave those down below. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.